The world that we live in, the people that are around us, the environments that we grow in are quite, they cause us to live a life that labels things on us. We get identities of who we are not. And sometimes we live with those labels, we live with those identities, and that is not who we are. And a lot of people live each and every single day with no happiness. They don't enjoy life because they are not living who they are. Identity is very important in everybody's life, and the enemy has a way of making sure that you lose your identity in God and you live a life that is not yours. Just because you're in drugs, people are going to say you're a drug addict. Just because you are in alcoholism, you're going to be called an alcoholic. Just because you're in the streets doing prostitution, you're going to be called a prostitute. But really, that is not who you are. Who you are is not a prostitute. What you're doing is what makes you to be called a prostitute. In that prostitution, there is a great woman. There is a beautiful woman. Just because you were born and you don't know who your father is does not make you a bastard. That is what the world will call you. But you are not a bastard. You are a child of God. There is greatness inside of you. God has his seed inside of you. So do not allow this world and the people that surround you, that know you, give you a false identity. God loves you so much that he caused his only son to die, that you may receive salvation. You have the image of God. No matter what you're into right now, that does not make you. What makes you is the breath of God that is inside of you. That is what you need to discover. That is what needs to be released. That is what needs to come out. That is what is going to be a blessing to people. So you need to rise up from the label that has been given unto you. You can do better than prostitution. You can do better than drugs. You can do better than just being called a poor person. You can do better than just being called somebody who is jobless. Just because you don't have money doesn't make you poor. Just because you don't have a place to stay doesn't make you a homeless person. Just because you're in alcoholism, just because you're depressed, just because you don't know where you're going in life, you don't have a vision in life, you don't have a job, you don't have a business. Those things are things that the world will use to give you a label, but that is not who you are. You are a great person. You are gonna do great in life the minute you know who you are, the minute you understand that the breath of God, the life of God is in you, and you're gonna do great in your generation. You need to rise from where you are. Don't let the things of this world put you down. People can judge you. People can, walk on you. People can sideline you. People can just see that you need to be pushed around, but that is not something to accept. God has got good plans for you. I want you to remember, identity is only in God. Who you are is only in God. The value of who you are can only be found in God. People will look at you and they will not have any value in you. People will look at you, they will not even like you. People will think that nothing can really come out of you. But the God that created you, the God that formed you, the God that put his seed inside of you, knows the value that is in you. Learn each and every single day that in this world, you have to really remain relevant. You have to fight for your space, because if you wait for people to affirm you, if you wait for people to say you can walk this way, you're not gonna find anybody who's gonna think you're worthy enough. So remain relevant. Let your voice be heard. Let what you're doing be noticed. Go out there, encourage somebody. Go out there, do something nice. And when you're busy doing the things God would like you to do, then you're going to discover even people are starting to embrace you. Life is better. You are able to reach out to people. You are able to, to give, to make this world a better place for other people to live in. And before you know it, those false identities are going to fall off. The person who was called homeless, they're going to have a home. The person who was a drug addict, now you're becoming an encourager and bringing other people up who are in drugs. The person who was called a prostitute, you're no longer on the street. You're now being able to mentor young girls. So I want you to rise up from today and let the person that God has in mind come out of you. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You are cute. You are powerful. You are to be celebrated in life. Don't let anything put you down, because you are going to do great things in your generation.